what's holding me back? And I'm being vulnerable with this. This is my own experience with what I'd gone through, and it's here to assist a few other people. If you're going through it, you can relate to it. That's the importance of it. It's not there to hold on to it anymore, because it's not a joke. I've been lucky enough of hung around a lot of people, all from the bottom up to the top, and a wide range in between, with different cultures, different nationalities, different backgrounds, different ethnicities, wealthy, poor, in between. Some people were very, very wealthy, and it was just like, wow. So it's kind of like, what's the differentiating thing here? So, what is it that held me back? So this is a bit of my own experience. At one point, I had a fear of speaking. That was a big one. And well, is this good enough, or is that good enough, or am I doing this right, or is this good enough to somebody else's expectations, and they weren't my own? And that was a tough one, because when I was stuck with that, it's like instead of taking an hour to do something, I'd spend countless hours getting it done, and I found out that it was somebody else's perception of it, or it was my perception of somebody else's experience, and it got really, really twisted up. And because what they wanted, they couldn't do it themselves. And then at one point I got stuck with it. So at one point I had to say, enough's enough. So welcome to this new consciousness of 2024. In the last several years, last 12 years or so, this mother guy is now upgrading to the 5Ds. So what does that mean? Because when I got into this, I had no freaking clue of what 5D is, 3D. We're not as a human being or as a spiritual being. We are as a human soul, as an ambassador for the soul. And I got very, very lucky where I was able to have a spiritual awakening experience many years ago. And that opened my eyes up. So what was it that was holding me back? What was in between my ears? We all have a beautiful brain, and this is a personal thought here that I'm sure as we've all gone to school or heard the phrasing that we may use maybe 3 to 5% of our capacity, and I thought that was a tough one to swallow for a long time. Now, without me deviating or getting off course here, what had held me back is the way I was thinking. And the way I was thinking, my thoughts, and we all have an inside voice. It's that inside voice, this is what the universe hears. And whether you like it or not, our soul that's connected to our heart, it listens to this dialogue all day long. So it's better coming to terms with it now than at one point later on going, well, why is this happening in my life? Why is that happening? There's an inner friction inside of us, and that was my experience, and I mastered very well at one point. Yeah, I had a well-paying job. I was a commercial pilot for a while, and then when the universe stepped in, saying, "Listen, Stephen, this is your opportunity. I want to come here with a larger size soul contract," and I'd say to anyone, if you have a divine experience, don't dismiss it. Please do not dismiss it. Do something about it. Or if you have that inside voice that's saying, hey, this isn't sitting well, or I need to do something, I need to be proactive about it, I mean, for gosh sakes, jump on the horn and get at it, because the universe will support you with it. And that was my experience. And for me, I had to make some bold steps, some bold actions at one point, and so what was holding me back was what was in between my ears. And for many years I had a closed heart. And these were just experiences I had gone through from a younger age, and I think for many of us, we can all relate to that same thing and mask it up either with a better paying job or more schooling or whatever is deemed as the norm of being the social norm, the cultural norm, or maybe you got somebody in the family as a doctor or a lawyer or a commercial pilot. And it came with a brutal cost. I mean, none of this stuff is really rocket science. Because once you're in the groove, once I was in the groove with it, it was easy. It was the easiest things, like riding a bicycle. What had me stuck for a long time was the way I was thinking. And that was a very, very tough one. So breaking free of it, well, that took some extra sauce out of that. And what was holding me back for a long time, I wasn't aware of a lot of things. What I thought that I was on top of certain things, or I was in my element of it. I had to go through enough life experiences before the universe could step in and give me a bit of a shake-up. And it was a very, very positive one. And what was holding me back was all the childhood experiences. And that dream that's, hey, we got somebody in the family, a commercial pilot or whatever it is. And that was my experience. And I found out that what was holding me back was the pressure from a lot of others. And I wound up taking it, instead of taking it, what it was is I wound up taking it personally. And I was just like a nice kid, and I said, man, I'll do whatever it takes here. And it came with a heavy cost. So at one point, what was holding me back was that inside voice. And until I started to level up and started hanging out with other people and other groups and some self-development work, and then I got into the deeper healing arts, or the deeper healing work on me, and I was like, oh my God. And then once I experienced enough of the contrast, that was a game changer. The contrast and the severity of things, that separated for me personally the men from the boys very, very quickly. It's like, okay, game's on. And when the universe gave me that sweet spot to say it's time to drop it, Stephen, and do something, I shared with you, I took drastic actions. And when I started going inside, it was an inside job that I had to do to free myself of this. So what was holding me back was certain words. One of the words was mind, and it had a negative emotional energy attached to it. So the easiest way I can explain it, that every word, every thought has an energy attached to it. And for each and every one of us, it's unique. Mine was the word mind, and had a very, very negative or a critical energy attached to it. And then once I unplugged it, it's like, oh, thank God, it's gone. It's gone. I didn't need any of that stress anymore. I said, thank you. And when I was doing this with the universe, I was able to take all those type of energies and literally put them on a silver plate and then send them back to source, saying, send it back to the receiver. I'm closing house to this. Wherever that open file was, it's now closed. And that was the big thing that was holding me back. And there's a lot of gutsy moves that I did in the past, and I thought, man, this is going to be my opportunity to up level. And I found out that once it started to grow and it started to mature, it started to up level. And I really had to get up from the back seat and then keep moving forward with this. And the moment I took that confidence, not towards somebody else, but I applied it to me, that changed a lot of things. I started to really self-empower myself, and I like to share with you that if you decide at one point saying, hey, I'd like to run this 5D, and it's not really a tough thing. It's just when that negative energy or that negative thought comes in, or for those that, we all, whatever you want to call it, whether it's drinking, smoking, sex, overworking, workaholic, whatever it is, there's something underneath it that's masking whatever it is inside of us that we need to work on. And that was something I had to go through. Until the moment I gave myself the permission to say, I don't need this anymore. And when I started releasing all that dialogue, especially the tougher stuff, because that was the tough thing. And once I released all that negative friction inside of me, it was the nicest thing. It was really, really the coolest thing. And I'd like for others to experience the same thing. That I'm sharing this now because it's, I think wherever this is going to go at one point, it's easier assisting a young kid and doing a bit of energy work and clearing it out than when a person's in their 50s or 60s or 70s, because it's not a joke. All of that stuff compounds. and it compounds with immense interest. And I'll add to that, it's not like this is our first lifetime showing up here, so what held me back was I had to give myself I had to take a chance on me. And when I did it for me and for nobody else, it started to open up a lot of doors. So I trust this inspires a few other people out there, and if you have any comments or concerns, or if you want to like or share this video, please go ahead, and until next time, be kind with yourself and treat each other well. Take care.